Hi friends, welcome to Yogstalk English. Thank you for supporting my videos. In today's video, what I wanted to share with you is like in US Senate, there was a bill introduced on Friday, 5th September, which is going to have a huge impact on Indian IT companies if this bill is passed. I hope this bill will definitely not go through. But I will give you all these details on this bill, what they introduced and why this is bit of a shaking news. Before we get into the topic, if you are new to my channel, kindly subscribe. I know a lot of you people are watching my videos, but you are not at all subscribing. So please kindly subscribe and help me to grow my channel. And if you want to share this video with your friends and families, please do so. Just give me a thumbs up so that YouTube can show this video to the others. Thank you. Let's get back to the topic. Mainly, this bill is now introduced in a Senate. Generally, what happens, any bill comes to the Parliament, they will introduce in a House. When that is passed in a House, that will then go to the Senate. Once the Senate is passed, then go to the President. Not once the President is signed, that will take effect actually. But in here, one of the senator is called Morano, has introduced the bill directly in the Senate. If any senator opposes, then that is not going to pass. If this is passed in Senate, then that will go back to the House. Okay, what they have added in this bill? The number one important thing is a 25% of tax on outsourcing. Means if you have a company, for example, right? You have given a 10 million worth of projects to India. Okay, out of the 10 million, you have your own company in America, you have some expenses. In the 10 million, you are spending $2 million for the outsourcing. For example, like your salaries. If you given a project to Wipro, for example, you think in a way. Salaries, infrastructure maintenance, or cost, or whatever it is, in any way, you will take it in any way. You are sending $2 million to India to pay their wages or whatever it is. So you are now going to be taxed 25% tariff on top of this 2 million, not the 10 million. Every other channel are confusing this, and everybody is saying that if you give a 10 million worth of projects to India, then you will have to pay 25% tariff on 10 million. No, that's not correct. On the expenses, which is outsourcing expenses only. That means that the 8 million whatever that they have, that they don't have this 25% tariff. So very clearly you have to understand that. Okay, the next important thing, now they can't claim any deductions under this bill. What deductions generally happen? Generally in every company, every country will give some tax benefit to the companies to boost the business, right? So out of this 10 million worth of a project, your expenses are 7 million, for example, and your profit is 3 million. Out of the 7 million, 5 million is your local expenses. Means in America you have infrastructure, employees, whatever it is, and this 2 million whatever that you are spending on outsourcing, which is now cannot be deducted under this new rule. If this higher act is passed, you cannot deduct the tax for this 2 million. Means that you will have to pay the tax for this 2 million, and the profit is 3 million. So total 5 million you will have to pay 20% or 21% or whatever that is based on their state tax. So they have to pay 5 million whatever the local tax rate. On top of that, the 2 million which is an outsourcing amount that you are sending to India is a 25% tariff that they have to pay. So that is going to be a huge blow for Indian companies if this bill passed, because if I am giving a 10 million worth of a project to India, if this bill is passed, definitely most of the projects are going to be stalled, because there is a huge extra expenses to the company that they will have to pay to the government on top of that paying to India. And other important point in this bill is there is kind of a abuse. That's what America is saying. Like, most of the companies are misusing or abusing, or in whatever that you will call, they are routing this money through different companies, which is a shell companies. In India, we've been hearing these shell companies for the past so many years. That black money gone to this shell company, this black money gone to that shell company, they have invested this, invested that, and we do hear every single day about these politicians, about these shell companies in the media. That's exactly what it is. If you are planning to give a project to India, you are outsourcing some money, but you are outsourcing through some other country. Example, take it as a Mexico, for example, whatever any other country, but example Mexico. You are sending money through Mexico, not through America. So that means that you don't have to pay local taxes in here for that outsourcing money. This is called anti-abuse and disclosure measure. So now if anybody is routing the money through these shell companies to outsource India, Bangladesh, Vietnam, wherever it is, it doesn't matter. They will then have to pay the tariffs and they are not allowed to deduct. On top of that, companies are going to be fined. So that's what introduced in this bill. What are they going to do with this money? They are going to create some sort of fund, domestic workforce fund. So all this amount that they will put it into a particular fund, domestic workforce fund, use this money to train the people, whoever that want to get into IT jobs, and they will give the fund, free training. In India, we have so many training courses conducted by government expenses, right? In the same way that there, America is also going to plan the same thing, that this money will be used for the development of the welfare of people who wanted to get into the IT jobs. And on top of that, there is another news circulating in social media, which I have seen in Instagram myself, and I've seen so many other videos as well, that Trump is planning to stop the outsourcing completely. That is not what 100% true. That is the fake news circling in social media. Please don't anybody trust this message. It's not as simple as that they can go and cut down, stop the projects. But only the problem is mainly this bill. If this bill is passed in a Senate and passed in a House, that is going to be a big headache for Indian companies. Our Indian companies are more or less service-based companies. We don't do any own development. So we depend on America, UK, Australia. If they shut their doors, we have to shut our doors and all the employees come on the road. So because of this service-based companies, if we don't get any project from America, all the employees will be out of the company. Imagine if this bill is passed and that expenses added into their budget of 10 million, another 500,000 or 1 million is added. It's going to be extra cost for the company who is giving the project. So what they will do, they will stall the project until the money is released, or then they have to go through the process, right? Again, if you want to add some money to the pot, then there is a process that you'll have to go through the process and the approval process and get the money, and then the company should have the money. If you don't have the money, what you can do, then you will pass the project. Once you pass the project, that is a big impact on Indian companies, that who is working on that particular project is going to be sitting idle and they are on the bench. If they are sitting on the bench, did not find any other projects, they will obviously lose the job, because company don't want to freely keep them paying salaries because they don't get any amount. So this is the serious bill which is introduced, but I don't think this is definitely going to pass, because in the Senate they don't have that majority to pass this bill. Though if it is passed in a Senate, in House also somebody can complain that we have to change this. On top of that, this is going to affect huge economic disasters. We don't have to worry. I know there are so many media news about this, that there is no projects anymore to India. The projects is stopped and we can't get any more projects. There is going to be unemployment is rising in India, then all this. But don't trust anything. Nothing has happened, because the Trump is so angry about Modi and India. The reason, once he introduced tariffs on particular goods that coming into United States, but what Modi is doing, that he is now making friends with the China and Russia. That is hurting Trump very badly. But this is simply all because of the pressure tactics and bringing on India, because India is now talking to China and Russia, and Trump is trying not to buy the oil from Russia, but India is still keep buying, ignoring Trump calls and ignoring Trump whatever that is requests. That is the reason the America might be getting angry and planning to find some other way to pressurize Indian government. Okay friends, this is what I just want to share in this video. If you like this video, kindly like, share, subscribe my channel. Thank you.